Hey guys, how are you doing today? Super excited to be back with you with another live video, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 reasons that I see most people's ads do not work. Okay, and this, in my eyes, this covers whether or not you're trying to generate leads, you're trying to sell a product, you're trying to get people out to booked calls. Anyway, these are 5 of the core reasons. So if you're new to Facebook ads, or if you've been running them for a while and you're just not too sure how to get your ads dialed in, I want you to address and look at these 5 core reasons here to make sure that you are doing what you need to do. So the first one's an obvious one, okay? So it's your offer. Your offer is, if you're offering a lead magnet, if you're offering a free training, a webinar, a challenge, if you're offering to get on the call with you, if you are direct to offer, as in trying to sell your offer, okay, and people aren't resonating with it, you need to work on it ultimately. So look back at your offer. So take a lead magnet for an example, okay? If you have designed a lead magnet and you haven't tested it, you haven't really validated that idea with your audience, and you start running an ad to it, and it's just not converting, you're getting kind of high cost per clicks, high cost per leads, bad conversion rate on your landing page, if you're running a landing page, of course, then it's potentially just the offer itself that isn't right. So I want you to go back to the drawing board and think of a new offer that resonates more deeply with the results that your ideal clients want to achieve. It addresses the pain point that they're currently experiencing, and it addresses the result that they want to have in their life, okay? If your lead magnet isn't really resonating around that, you're gonna really struggle to attract the right type of clients, the right type of leads into your world. You might be attracting leads, but they might not be interested truly in what you do. So make sure that your offer really does that. And guys, I want to give you an example, a personal example of how this happened in me, okay? So obviously I work with online coaches to help them scale their businesses. I used to have a lead magnet where I supplied online coaches with some posting templates in Canva, okay? So it was like templates for people to utilize for when they're posting their content on social media. That was it, okay? Guys, it worked well. I generated quite a lot of leads, but the quality was terrible. These people were seriously not interested in my main offer, which was scaling their online coaching business, selling high ticket programs, selling high ticket coaching services, and getting on more booked calls. They just weren't interested in that. Really. So I addressed that problem, and I realized, okay, this lead magnet, okay, it's generating leads, but it's just not generating the right type of leads. I need to change up this offer. I need to design a new lead magnet that's going to be more resonating with our ideal clients. And I've actually got a new lead magnet coming out very soon, which is all around about Facebook ads. So if you guys want access to that, it's going to be the Facebook ads cheat sheet. It's a step-by-step walkthrough on how to kind of set up your Facebook ads and everything like that. So if you want access to that, drop a comment below and I'll make sure to get you quick access to that so you don't have to wait until it kind of launches in the ads and all that stuff, okay? But yeah, address the offer. All right, the second thing is your creatives and your copy. So your offer might be really, really good at resonating. You might have it dialed in. However, if your creatives, as in the graphic, what you're using, doesn't stop people in their tracks, people are not going to ever really get to see the offer in a way. So we have to have that creative really pop. Has to really, really pop. And the only way to do that is through testing, unfortunately. You might think something will work really well, but when you test it, it just doesn't work so well. So one of the ways we can address this creative in your Facebook ads, if you want to look at the CTR all preferably, okay? And some people recommend that your CTR all should be above 1%, which it definitely should be 1%. But I recommend you should be aiming for more like 3 to 4% with your CTR all. The higher you can get it, the better. And the CTR all simply means how many people are stopping and engaging with your ad. That's it. It could be they click the link. It could be they click the image. It could be they click the show more on the actual text itself. I mean, they could comment, they could share. It could be any of these things. So it's stopping people and getting them to interact. That's it, okay? So that's the creatives. The copy itself, you want to look at your link click-through rate here, obviously. So you want to make sure that is at least 50% of whatever your CTR all is. So if your CTR all is 3%, your link click-through rate should be at 1.5% minimum. Because that means then 50% of everyone that's stopping and interacting with your ad is clicking that link to go get the thing that you're offering them, okay? So make sure that if it's not 50%, you need to work on the copy. You need to work on thinking about, okay, is my copy too long? Can I shorten it and still make it punchy enough? Especially if it's a lead magnet. Lead magnets don't need long form copy, okay? They can be relatively short and that works better. And Facebook have even identified that as well. And now they actually tell you that your copy's too long, make it shorter to get better results. So look at that as well, right? So the next thing after that is your targeting. Targeting is such a big thing. However, back in the day when I used to do Facebook ads, you used to really want to get super granular with your targeting. You used to really want to get focused in, target a small pocket of people. But back then we had more data. Once ISO 14 hit, the targeting options weren't as good anymore because Facebook couldn't get that data, can't get that data anymore that they really need to really identify their people and how the people are kind of interacting with things online. Okay, so but your targeting now is still important. You still want to be testing your targeting because at the moment, if you're struggling with your Facebook ads, you might have a targeting option that is very competitive, that a lot of people are utilizing out there. For example, Gary Vee. If you're a newbie to it and you're kind of targeting the business area, you might say, okay, I'm going to target people to follow Gary Vee. I can guarantee you every other newbie out there is also doing the same thing. And then you are competing against the big players who have a big budget and they're blowing you out of the water. So you're left with the scraps pretty much, okay? You're left paying expensive for the scraps. So when it comes to targeting, I want you to really think and do some testing into your targeting. There are tools out there like SparkToro. You can do Google research. You can do research on Amazon, YouTube. Look and identify. I think Interest Explorer is another one. Is another tool that I've used. You look and identify. Okay. Who are the type of people that our audience are targeting that aren't so well known? Or what are the interests that your audience is targeting that aren't so well known? Okay. However, they're still there. So you don't want to really target the big ones that everyone else is targeting. You want to really try to create a little group of people, a little stack of not so well known interests that not many other people are targeting. And that will really help lower your cost per everything ultimately, okay? Because it's not as competitive. This is going to require some testing though, okay? So make sure that you do your testing properly when it comes to targeting. And again, you can still do the audience targeting stack. So you might say, for example, people who have an interest in, I'll just use Gary Vee. People have an interest in Gary Vee, but must also be a Facebook page admin, which means that these people actually have a Facebook page and they're admin. Or you can do, they have a business page admin, which means that they're running kind of like a business page manager as well. And that will bring down the size of that audience into much more kind of serious people. Because at the end of the day, Gary Vee, anybody can target Gary. My mum could be following Gary Vee and she has nothing to do with what you want to do. So we need to really kind of drill it down. But we don't want to go too niche. We don't want to take our audience targeting too low. I like to work at around about 3 to 5 million with my targeting on the front end when I'm doing lead gen stuff. Sometimes I may test less, sometimes I may test more. I know guys in the industry who don't do any targeting. They have their offer, they have their creatives, they got their copy there. They just say, Facebook, do your stuff. Go and find the right people for this offer. They leave it entirely open. They might say only people in the US, only people in the UK, but they don't put any interest targeting in there whatsoever when it comes to the demographics or interests. They leave it open, and that works well for them. Some other people, it doesn't work at all. Testing is the key thing here, which brings me on to my next point, our fourth point, which is testing. Of course, testing. So when it comes to testing, you definitely want to be testing lots of different things, but not too many at once. Okay. So with testing, it depends on your budget entirely. All right. If you are spending $10 per day and that's all you can afford right now, then there's not much testing you can do, unfortunately. Okay, you really kind of want to up that a little bit. So I recommend testing 3 things at once at maximum. Okay, and when you're testing, you want to make sure you're testing at the ad set level. So it's spending the full budget on each one of these 3 things, so each one has a good chance and each one has the correct data. All right, and you want to make sure that you have at least, let's say, 100 clicks on each one, on each of the ads to really get a good feel of what's happening there. Okay, about 100 clicks would be good, ideally. So you want to make sure that that's happening. Or 1,000 impressions. Again, some people like the impression side of it, so 1,000 impressions would be good because then 1,000 people have seen the ad. Then it gives you the data whether or not the creative's working, the copy's working, and so on, and how many people are, of course, clicking through to it. Okay, so make sure you're testing as much as you physically can. And if you're looking to test the creatives, okay, test 3 completely different creatives. Don't test little tweaks in the creatives. And when I say creatives, guys, just to make sure you're aware, I mean the video or the image that goes with the ad, okay? Make sure they're completely different. And also, when it comes to the copy, again, make sure that there's big changes in it. And I want you to do that with your initial tests. Later on down the line, you can make slight tweaks to it and see if there's an improvement. But for now, we're just really testing what's really punching and making big impact and big differences between what we're doing here. All right, guys. Okay, that's it. The fifth and final thing why your ads might not be working right now is your funnel. At the end of the day, your funnel. So with your funnel, that takes up 50% of the ads performance. All right, your ads could work like amazing, gangbusters, but if your funnel isn't converting, isn't doing its job, no matter how good your ads do, your funnel is going to let the whole system, let the whole process down. All right. Normally, you can identify this again through how many people are landing on your pages and what actions they're taking, what percentage of people are taking actions. So if your ads KPIs all look good, they're all dialed in, good numbers, but your pages just aren't converting well, you need to now work on your funnel. Okay, your funnel could be an opt-in page, a call booking page. It could be selling lower ticket products. You could be trying to upsell people into a high ticket thing, or get them to join a webinar even. But I like to look at it in this order ultimately. Okay, so the funnel is our last thing we're looking at, because if we have an amazing funnel but we don't have the Facebook ads and that stuff dialed in, again, doesn't matter. We're not driving enough traffic or the right traffic into the funnel. So that's why I always kind of work on the front end. What's the first thing we need to look at and identify? It's generally the first action that a lead takes. That very first thing, then the next thing, then the next thing, then the next. So you're working in that order so you can identify along that customer journey where the weak part is, fix that weak part, then the next, fix that part, then the next, fix that part, and then all the way along. So make sure that your funnel is dialed in. And with your numbers here, if you're running like a lead gen campaign, for example, ideally you want to be above 40%, a minimum. So if you are offering a lead magnet of some sort and it's free to opt in, you want to have a 40% opt-in rate there. At least we get normally 50 to 60% opt-in rates, but you want at least a 40%. Again, when it comes to webinars and stuff, you want to be looking at somewhere on about 20% mark, I would say at least. And again, if you are trying to get people on the booked calls, you'll be looking at probably less than 5% if that's like a direct to book call type of thing, less than 5% I would say there. And again, that applies for low ticket offers as well. So anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So when it comes to your ad not working, make sure that you're looking at these 5 things. So you offer the creatives you're targeting, make sure that you're testing enough and you're kind of testing different, very vastly different stuff. And then obviously look at your funnel finally and make sure that your funnel is actually working as it should be. All right, guys, cool. Well, hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I'll check the comments in a little bit. And again, remember, if you want to have that Facebook ads cheat sheet that we're kind of just about to release, then it's an amazing cheat sheet. Honestly, I'm very proud of it. So make sure that you leave a comment below if you want access to that, and I'll send you guys over access to that as well. Anyways, take care. That's it for me. Have a great rest of your week.